Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our lesson on unit analysis. Our SWABAT is to convert between units in English/American and the metric system. So you had a warm-up, and hopefully you've done that already by now, and I would love for you to check your answers with mine. For number 1, I got W equals 1 and W equals -5/2. And for number 2, I got A, M is less than 0. You should have an open circle and should be shaded to the left. Okay, also, if you don't have it out already, go ahead and grab your conversion sheet that I got for you all, and also your calculator. All right, so for our first example, they're going to give us some directions here. It says always round to 2 decimals unless otherwise stated. So I would like to have 2 numbers after the decimal point, also known as round to the nearest hundredth when necessary. So example 1, convert 3 days to minutes. And the main thing I want us to know here, just because we all know, like, okay, I can just multiply by da-da-da-da. But I want to actually show the unit analysis. So I'm going to start with 3 days, and I want to go to minutes. So I'm looking at the time. I know how to go from days to hours, and then hours to minutes. So that's going to be my path. I'm going to put 3 days over 1. And then I have to figure out, okay, well, I know that there are 24 hours in one day. 24 hours in one day. So I'm going to put the 1 day on the bottom and the 24 hours on top. Why? Because I want to be able to cross cancel the days. So now my days are gone and I'm in hours. All the units left right now are hours, which is great. We're getting there. But what I want to do is be in minutes. And I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. I know it, but it's also on the chart in case I didn't. And so I just kind of have to decide, well, what goes on the top and what goes on the bottom. Well, my goal is to cancel out the hours. So I'm going to put the 1 hours on the bottom so that these can cancel. And I'll put the 60 minutes up on top. So now the hours have now canceled out. And my units that I am left with are the units that I had wanted, which are minutes. So now I'm going to multiply 3 times 24 times 60. And you can do that on your calculator. Or you can trust a little bit of my math and find that that is 4,320 minutes. After all that work, if we forget our units, then we're in kind of a bad situation. So make sure that you put the units on there as well. Thank you much. Okay, for your next one, how many ounces are in 15 pounds? How many ounces are in 15 pounds? So I'm going to start with my given, which is 15 pounds. If this had said 15 pounds per day, I'd put 15 pounds over days. But I don't have the units on the bottom, so I'm just going to put a 1. And I'm going to use my chart. And my goal here is to get to ounces. And I know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So the pounds that I want to cancel out, I'm going to put in the denominator so that they can cancel out with those pounds. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. I'm going to put OZ. And then my pounds cancel like I thought and hoped that they would. And I'm going to multiply 15 times 16 and I get 240 ounces. There you go. All right, let's flip that paper over if you don't mind. And we have a snail, and this snail is crawling at a rate of 20 centimeters in 1 hour. First thing, I want to go ahead and express that as a fraction. 20 centimeters in 1 hour. What I would like to know is how many feet did he go in 1 day? I want to have feet per day. I have centimeters per hour, and I want to go to feet per day. So I have 2 conversions that need to happen here. One, and it doesn't matter the order, but I want to go from centimeters to feet. So I'm going to look at my handy dandy chart here and see what do I know about centimeters and feet. Centimeters and feet. I know 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. That could be helpful. I know 1 foot is a yard. I know 12 inches equals that many. Do I have the exact one? I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one first. This bottom one that you could not see about 2 seconds ago. My bad. And I'm going to go from centimeters to inches. And then I'm going to go from inches to feet. So centimeters to inches first. Well, I know 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, so I'm going to put that 2.54 centimeters on the bottom so that these will cancel, and my 1 inch up top. So the centimeters gone. Kind of what I needed. But I also, I don't want to stop there because I want it to go to feet. And I do know that there are 12 inches in a foot. 12 inches in a foot. So where does the 12 have to go? 12 needs to go on the bottom because that's where my inches will be able to cancel out from here to here. And I'll put the 1 foot up top. So my inches are gone. And delightful, I have the feet that I was looking for. What I need now is also, I'm going to continue on this strand here, and I want to go from hours now to what? Hours to days. Hours to days. And I know that there are 24 hours in one day. And so if I put the 24 hours here, I'm going to have hours times hours. I'm just going to have more hours. That's not my goal. I want to get it to cancel out. So I'm going to put the 24 hours up top. And that is 1 day. 1 day equals 24 hours. So now my hours are gone. And I have what I was looking for. Hope this works. I have feet and I have days. Goals accomplished. So now on your handy dandy calculator, you do need to do 2 things. And just to make sure, because it's not completely intuitive, I do like to use parentheses. So the numbers that are up top, I'm going to multiply 20 times 24. And I'm going to close that parentheses. And I'm going to divide that by the numbers that are on the bottom. In parentheses 2.54 times 12. So in case you're struggling to see, I use these parentheses just because I wanted to make sure, because it's not completely intuitive for the calculator to know what's in the numerator and what's in the denominator. I know I got a little bit shady there. It's just because I'm trying to focus it in so I can see a little bit better. Yep, that's not completely better. Yeah. Okay, just in case. Here's what I'm doing. 20 times 24 divided by 2.54 times 12. That's what I'm entering into the computer, into my calculator. Just to make sure that it distinguishes between what's in the numerator and what's in the denominator, because sometimes people will do 20 times 24 divided by 2.4. It just becomes a mess. But this is one way that I know I can definitely get the answer correctly, which is 15. Now it says 748. I said to round to the nearest hundredth, or 2 numbers after the decimal point. So I'm going to go 75. And then I'm not crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and do feet per day. I did all that to get to my right unit, so I want to make sure that I write those as well. Good. Fair enough. Onward, beautiful people. Example 4. I have what looks like a square here, and it's 3 inches by 3 inches, so it is indeed a square. And my directions for part A are to find the area. Find the area, which is length times width, also known as the side squared. So the area would be 3 inches by 3 inches, or 9 inches squared. Cool, that was fun. Convert side lengths to centimeters. So I want to go from 3 inches to centimeters. And I would love right now for you to get some cool points by pressing pause and working this out right now. Just show me you can do it. Okay, did you press pause? If you did, love you to death. If not, press pause now, and then I'm going to show you the answer. Okay, it wasn't as exciting as I was hoping. But this is what I got. I multiplied by 2.54 centimeters over 1 inch, and I got 7.62 centimeters squared. Now, what I would like to do here is find the area in centimeters squared. What that means is I'm going to multiply 7.62, that's the length, times 7.62 centimeters, which is the width, length and width, side times side, side squared. And that will give me, if you check on your beautiful calculators, 58.06 centimeters squared. Now, why are we doing this part D if we already have the answer? Because I would like to show you what it's like to have to find the area of something converted. So convert your answer from A. What was my answer from A? 9 inches squared to centimeters squared. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 9 inches over 1. And the main thing, or the main thing I want you to see here is this is inches squared. So I do need the same conversion that I needed before, which was that 1 inch was equal to 2.54 centimeters, except I kind of need it twice because I don't want just 1 inch on the bottom. I need it to be squared in order for these units to cancel out. 2.54 centimeters squared. Okay, these cancel beautifully. And I'm looking at my units, and all I have left is centimeters squared, which is great because that was a goal. But when you do this on your calculator, I do want you to make sure that you do 9 times, I'm going to use parentheses, 2.54 squared. Your squared button is right here above log. And great, not a big surprise here. We should have gotten what we got, which was 58.06. I know it's a little crammed. I'm going to fix that. The same answer that we got from C. But I wanted you to see it with the unit conversions because it is a little bit faster than having to convert from inches to centimeters and to square that. So again, this is 58.06 centimeters squared. All right. Bueno, thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderfully delightful day as soon as you do the exit ticket for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.